Hello everybody and welcome to this session of BNI Meets where I interview members of our team and our members from the Berkshire region on their BNI journey and on their business as well to find out a little bit more about them. So now I have with me Jane Goldstein from Print Image in Marlborough, and I have some questions for you.
Ooh.
So we're going to start with your BNI journey.
Mm-hmm.
What made you join BNI and how long have you been a member?
Oh, so it was really curious. So I got a phone call from a Jessamy Walker,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Oh, you should come along to this meeting." And I said, "Okay, what's that about?" And she said, "Oh, it's networking." And I thought, "All right, okay, never done that before." And it was on Zoom, and it was during lockdown.
That lovely time.
Oh God, it was really weird because it was very difficult.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a person that sits well on Zoom.
Yeah.
But the thing that I loved about it was I am a person that I think is quite a good judge of character.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was on their little screens on Zoom, and I didn't smell any bullshit at all. I absolutely, everybody was honest and open and truthful and pushing forward and wanting to grow their business.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think looking back at that time, you joined literally just before we launched.
Yeah.
End of April, I think, 2020.
Well, it must be June because my renewal's up soon.
Yeah, well, the chapter launched on the 18th of May, which takes us over. So we have a cut-off of like the 15th of the month. So when we press the launch button for Connected, it was the 18th of May, which is why the majority of the founding members, their renewal is the 1st of June.
Oh, right.
But I think during that time, everybody wanted to know that their businesses were going to survive. And knowing that you're part of a group where everybody's got your back, even when you can't meet people, but you're chatting on Zoom every week, you're, sharing what you're looking for and all that kind of stuff. At that point in particular, I think it was massively beneficial to everybody that was in the room.
Well, and I was a single business owner.
Yeah.
And I'm a printer, and people need to come in and say, "Can you print this?"
Yeah.
And it was a very unknown time, and there were people going round checking that there weren't staff employed, and everything was up in the air, and BNI was the one constant.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I've been a member now for
nearly 6 years.
Years. So, yeah.
Okay. What was your experience like in the first few meetings? And we explained that it was over Zoom. So, once, I think we were the first chapter in the Berkshire region to go in person when we were allowed. We had a brand new venue that hadn't even had people through the door because it was being built during COVID. But what was it like, your experience, both in the online meetings, but then when we went in person as well? Because I know you're an in-person person.
Yeah. So I think it was, I really liked the structure of the online meetings, and I really liked the accountability of it. I liked the opportunity because each week you have to talk about how you've helped other people. And I think for me, that's a really important facet of BNI.
Yeah.
Because you have to stand up, and you cannot stand up. I think once in 6 years, I've stood up and said, "I'm really sorry, I don't have a contribution to make this week, but thank you to BNI for all the previous weeks." And I think it makes you think about others first rather than yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just such a joyous feeling.
Yeah. Giving
to give.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really
100%.
to give.
Yeah.
And meeting people was really kind of weird because
Yeah.
because I'm a printer, I don't have a very good, like our screens are maximized for colour reproduction.
Yeah.
They don't have cameras on them.
Yeah.
So it was quite difficult to actually work out who was.
Yeah.
When we went back in person, oh, that's what you look like.
You're this tall, or you're
Yeah,
that short.
I know. Well, because you do, and you sort of lose because you couldn't see that
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
You just had someone's head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was, oh right, okay. And people sound different.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah.
Weird times. Let's hope we don't go back to that again. Okay. How has BNI helped your business to grow?
Oh, massively. So when we were in COVID, it was just me because I had 2 members of my team that I had to let go because we couldn't keep them.
Yeah.
And so now I'm 6, I think, or 7. And some of that growth has been directly from business that I have received from BNI, and others has been slightly around that.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is, for example, I had a referral from somebody in the room for a wedding to produce a save the date, the whole range from save the date, the invitation, through to the menu and order of service and all of that. Yeah. So, and they had dogs, cats, boats and horses. And we had an illustrator that I'd just taken on.
Yeah.
And she illustrated the order of service and, illustrated everything from save the date onwards.
Yeah.
And they were blown away.
Yeah.
Absolutely blown away. And what it did was it reaffirmed that employing an illustrator was absolutely the right decision.
Yeah.
So I then employed another.
Yeah.
And so, directly, it helped me grow my business. And then indirectly, because I met this business called Integris and Linda Gale Consulting.
Yeah.
And just working on my business for me was fantastic.
Yeah. I think when you work on your own and you work in it, you don't get a chance to work on it.
Yeah.
So having that time out when we had those sessions to actually take a step back and look at your business and how you want to grow it and how you want to develop it is really quite important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that was a very important time for me.
Good. Thank you.
In the growth of my business.
Thank you. Can you share a standout referral or success story?
I suppose I just have in the sort of the wedding stationery.
Okay.
So I think that was a standout referral. And then I suppose another one would be when we actually got to do the whole design and print for a museum exhibition. And, I think I'd been in business 3 years.
Yeah.
And to fill a museum with examples of your work, and this was on the work of John Betjeman, I mean, it was phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, you've had so many success stories of stuff, print that you've done for high level people, and your now affiliation with the Guild of Master Printers, is that right?
Stationers, yes.
Stationers.
Yeah.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
And one of the things that when I went up as part of my interview process to be accepted by the Guild of Stationers, they said there is one single letter between working and not working, and that's an E. Networking, not working.
Nice.
And BNI is the networking.
Yeah.
The premium.
Yeah.
Successful.
Yeah.
Networking.
Yeah. How important are relationships within your chapter to your success?
There are relationships that I've had for quite a long time with people like you. But actually, I suppose it's the impact of relationships with some of the people that have just recently joined the chapter that are along the same kind of process that I am.
Yeah.
So in other words, website people, SEO people, marketing services people, my relationships with them, as I've been able to help them and give them opportunity, it's just such a pleasure.
Yeah.
And just really nice that they get it and I get it, and together we get it.
What kept you coming back week after week?
Doing something that I wasn't very good at repeatedly. So I felt the fear and did it anyway. I find doing my 30 seconds, because you have to talk about 30 seconds for your business, really, really hard. I find doing my 10 minutes really, really hard. But it makes you work on your business. And what that has enabled me to do is it's given me confidence that I can actually be successful in doing other things that I've not done before.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a sideways thing.
Yeah. Well, I think, doing your weekly and your feature presentations, like you said, it's a transferable skill to putting you in front of clients and being able to explain succinctly what you do, because you have to do it every week in a meeting.
Yeah,
So
and
it
I'm
just
not
makes
very
you-
succinct. If there's 30 words,
60 will do.
60 will do. 60 come out of my mouth because I can't help myself.
But I do think it just helps you with your whole communication style, with your, you know, explaining what you do in a much better way, because you have to do it every week to a timescale.
Yeah.
Whether you go over it or not, Jane, but
Well, I remember the first time the bell dinged to say you've had your 30 seconds, and I just automatically sat down. I thought I was at school mid-sentence. But, it doesn't matter, because nobody's there. But, everybody's there because we're all on the same journey, supporting each other, growing with each other. And the thing that we all have in common is we all want to grow our businesses and we all want to grow them. We're not an island.
Yeah. How has BNI helped you stand out in a competitive market?
So I think it's helped me in a couple of different ways. Firstly, by the response to some of the work that I've done for some of the members has reaffirmed that the business model in my head for the development and growth of print image has, so employing an illustrator, doing a really good job, getting feedback in the room that the referral that was given to me was hugely successful. And, I'm still printing today for that client's business. And then saying, having the confidence then to employ more illustrators and a calligrapher and, to keep on trying to be unique and trying to be different and having high standards and being accountable and, all of those things that to me are actually really, really important, because it's about what your clients, how you make your clients feel.
Yeah. Well, I think, and the quality of your service and print as well stands head and shoulders above anything else that I've seen. Printed on paper. Just all the little finishing touches it's incredible. I think it's amazing business. What advice would you give to a new member joining BNI?
To embrace it as much as you possibly can. So there is a wealth of training and learning opportunities through BNI. Get to see as many people as you can and talk to as many people as you can,
Mm-hmm.
and you will absolutely make your business grow. You know,
Nice.
it's phenomenal.
Good. Excellent.
A short answer.
Yes. So let's delve a bit deeper into your print image passion. Okay. So what types of print work do you specialise in?
So I think our slogan, which I developed in early meetings at BNI,
Yeah.
our sobriquet is design and print on almost anything.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that I came to that was because in the early days, people would come to me and say, "Can you do this?"
Yeah.
And I'd say, "Yes." And then we'd learn, and then I'd say yes to the next thing, and we'd learn, and it just went on. And you know, so a children's clothing retailer came to us and said, "Can you design us a typography, a typeface, and put it on signage in Marlborough High Street?" And we went, "Yes," and we did it.
Yeah.
And
it looks amazing.
Thank you. And you know, just we work a lot with horse trainers, horse stables, and for them we do embroidery. So we do embroidery on their kit, on their numbness, on the horse things, horse hoods. So we do embroidery for we do almost everything on paper. We have over 400 types of paper, because I love paper.
I know you do.
Absolutely love paper. And you can give people choice. And when you give people choice, you really engage people with that process. And it makes a difference. And it's lovely. And the other type is I suppose that we have a ribbon printer, and the reason that we have a ribbon printer is because of that BNI referral for the wedding stationery. And she said to me, what am I going to do with wedding favours? And I thought, oh, we're going to print on the ribbon, you know, Sarah and John and the date, and we're going to wrap it round some fudge. And she went, oh, perfect. And then for another wedding, I bought a machine, another printer that prints coasters and mugs. So and I bought another printer today because I just couldn't help myself. Because I'm going to print on really, really high-end canvas.
Okay.
So I've got a job today to print for an exhibition in London.
Oh, wow.
So I bought a printer so I can...
Of course you did. Okay.
Sorry.
No, fine. Good job you've got Unit E that you can expand and put all these printers in.
I know.
Okay, what makes print image different?
People, I think. So it's a team of creatives which really, really help. We're never satisfied when a job is done. We see people face to face. We're really good when people don't know what they want. They know that they want an invitation doing, but they don't know how to go about it. Mm-hmm. We have incredible attention to detail. So quite a lot of people send us work that is not fit for purpose, not fit for print. Mm-hmm. So, you know, one of the things, QR codes, a tiny little detail. Mm-hmm. They say, we've tested them on screen, they're perfect. And I say, but a QR code doesn't work on screen. A QR code works on print. Yeah. And when you print on it, you know, when you print it and it's the wrong size and it doesn't work, you know, and it's just that attention to detail, high quality choice of paper. We print using vegetable toner. The team,
Yeah.
and talking to people. A lot of people come in. We do a lot of restoration work or heritage work. And what I mean by that are things like for a lady that recently lost her husband, she was actually really quite overcome with grief. And so we sat together for 6 months and we put together a photo book with stories of his life. And, she didn't know that she wanted it.
Yeah.
But she was so, just the gentle process of going through documenting that. We do lots and lots. There was another client, and every 1 or 2 times a year, once or twice a year, he met with friends that he'd gone to university with. And they took photos and they had lunch. And for one of them's 70th birthday, we created what was called the longest lunch. So it was just a photographic record of all the people with their quotes. And, and then we restored a children's book for somebody that wanted to pass on this terribly tatty children's book. So we put it into Photoshop and scanned it and put it into InDesign and printed it. And, the delight and pleasure on their face.
Yeah. Nice. Excellent. What's the biggest mistake businesses make when ordering print?
Going online.
I knew you were going to say that.
But not talking to somebody, because you immediately narrow your options. You don't know what you want. And sometimes you've got really good design, but you've got terrible print because you don't know how to do it. And online people don't have a vested interest in anything.
Yeah.
They're not going to look you in the eye and hand over print. Print is binary, completely binary. So it's either brilliant or it's not.
Yeah.
And, we do a lot of work with people who bring in stuff and say, I know you're going to hate me, but I've done this online. It's not centered.
Yeah.
The colour on the front isn't the same as the colour on the back.
Yeah. Little things like that.
Yeah. Okay. They spelt my name wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So how does high quality print impact a company's brand?
Okay. Significantly. So, as an example, we worked with a tourist attraction. And in the first, so they came to me because their visitor numbers were going down and down and down and down and down. And kind of, they said, can you reprint this brochure? And I looked at it and it was grey and black. And I said, well, no.
Yeah.
And we rebranded them and designed all of their customer-facing literature, and their visitor numbers grew 300%.
Wow.
In under a year, and we literally saved that business.
Yeah.
And it just matters.
Yeah.
And we work with an art curator, and his clients are multimillionaires all around the world, and he helps them buy and sell pictures. And he came to me with a Vistaprint business card. And, I said, it's actually about creating print that has the right function and purpose and sits in your clients' homes.
Yeah.
Does that do that?
Yeah.
No. So then we had a beautiful embossed super subtle one done.
Okay, so who is your ideal client and who do you help the best?
People that value high quality print that is thoughtful and they want to spend time getting it right, because actually it has a huge impact on their business.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's the business of being a philanthropist or the business of a business. I think that we see people who are grieving at their lowest point in their life, and the funeral orders of service that we do with them are phenomenal. And they're phenomenal because we show them, we sit down, we talk, we show them what it can be, and together we create something that is bespoke, reflective of the person who's died, and at a time when their head is completely full of pain and anguish and having to deal with things. And we're really good at doing that in a very sympathetic
and sensitive way.
Even though I'm a bit loud sometimes. But we're good with small businesses because I've got a very strong background in marketing, so it's about understanding what business objective they're trying to achieve and giving them the colours, the type, the format. Should it be a postcard? Should it be a brochure to help them build their brand? So yesterday a client was talking to us, and she said, "Do you remember, Jane, when I came to you for 10 flyers?" And she did. She came to us with 10 flyers. And now she's coming to us for 2,000 flyers 6 years late, 4 years later.
Wow.
Because we've helped her with all of that stuff grow.
And a lot of companies wouldn't even entertain doing 10 flyers for somebody.
No.
Because it wouldn't be worth their hassle. You just never know what something can lead to.
Yeah. And I'm super, we don't have any minimum quantities. Yeah. We did 4 the other day.
Yeah.
Why would we not? We're part of a community. And
that leads me beautifully into the next question. So what is your role in the close-knit community in Marlborough?
I'm a part of that close-knit community in Marlborough. And, we work with churches, we work with schools, we work with sports clubs, and we help them get their message out to the people of Marlborough. We help churches fundraise, we help schools fundraise and make the next steps. We help, Marlborough Rugby Club.
Yeah.
We work on a weekly basis, with the Parade Cinema in Marlborough to help them promote events, advertise film times, and create business opportunities for them and their clients through joint activity. And, we work with the Youth Adventure Trust, a Marlborough-based... a Wiltshire-based charity, printing waterproof maps for when their young people go on outdoors adventures. We print for doctors' surgeries and do signage for doctors' surgeries and the NHS, and we're part of the community, and I want to be part of the community. And can't help myself. Just
Jane doesn't know how to say no.
Because why would you?
Yeah.
We're part of, we are part of the community.
Yeah.
And I love being part of the community.
Excellent. What's the best referral someone could pass to you?
somebody that knows they need something, but they don't know what it is that they really need and how to go about getting it.
Okay.
And that can be anything. So somebody 3 years ago walked through the door and they said, we want to start a festival for Marlborough. We think it would be a really good idea.
Mm.
And so we did all of the design and print for that. And they are now in their 3rd year and doing so well. And it's just, it's really difficult to say what an ideal referral is.
Yeah.
Because on the other hand, we work for Marlborough Literature Festival, which has been going, which is a very much bigger concern. And, we do their print and their signage and whatnot. And, both have equal value.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just about helping.
Yeah. Okay. Final question. Outside of work, what do you love doing most? And what's something people might be surprised to learn about you?
Oh, God, I'm hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. So I like doing a whole range of things outside work, but I do work very long hours.
I do.
I like art. I like food. I like travel. I like gardening. I like running. I like
cycling.
And I've done some stupid, crazy things. I went on a group holiday that I didn't understand was a group holiday, and I didn't understand it was a kite surfing group holiday. And I just did it anyway, because why would you not? And just having fun, and I've had a very rich life.
And you continue to do so. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much for joining me this afternoon, my very multifaceted friend.
It's been brilliant.
Good.
Thank you.
So everybody, if you can follow on our YouTube channel, our Spotify, and watch all of our amazing podcast interviews with our team members from BNI Berkshire. So join us again where I meet another BNI member to find out about their BNI journey and more about their business.